What is happening with the vaccine availability in India?
आज कोरोना का पहला टीका
On April 10, 2021, India hit a record high and detected 1,52,879 new cases of the novel coronavirus in a span of 24 hours. Yes, we are back again to talk about increasing number of infections and deaths, and simultaneously burn down the hodgepodge regarding the vaccine, its availability, and of course, the data. We want to emphasize on this particular topic because there are a lot of questions, political blaming, and most importantly, panic amongst the people. As the health experts say, India is experiencing a second wave of COVID infections, and the reasons range from giving up on precautionary measures too soon, being too careless about the masks, and literally mocking the social distancing norms. There are election rallies being organized, lakhs and lakhs of people participating in them. Weddings are happening, funerals are happening. And with everything going so out of hand, many people's sole hope is the vaccine. The vaccination drive, which commenced in our country on January 16 this year, is nearing 100 million doses. Let's have a look at the questions worth asking.
Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi, people of India, the government of India, I want to thank you all for your donation of vaccine to Jamaica. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
What is the quantity of vaccine we are manufacturing and for whom? Based on a Rajya Sabha report, Serum Institute of India, which is manufacturing the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, locally called as Covishield, has a capacity to produce about 70 to 100 million doses per month. And Bharat Biotech's capacity is much lesser, around 12.5 million doses per month. Government data shows that on April 10th, 3.6 million people were vaccinated. On an average, we are consuming 108 million doses per month, which is pretty much neck to neck with the current production. And if we were to meet the target, that is ideally vaccinating 10 million per day, the requirement will surely outnumber the production. Additionally, the country is exporting vaccines too. A few for commercial purposes, a few as grants, and also under COVAX initiative of WHO of providing the vaccine to low-income nations who otherwise can't afford them. Second question. Is the production enough for the population of India? It'll be difficult to answer this with a definite no or a yes. Western state of Maharashtra has flagged a vaccine shortage in last few days. Maharashtra's Panvel Corporation in fact halted the vaccination process and declared that they were out of stock. Though Union Health Minister Aishwarya had lashed out, calling Maharashtra's claims of vaccine shortage utterly baseless, Maharashtra hasn't been alone in declaring the vaccine shortage. States like Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh have raised concerns too. And to top it all, Adar Poonawalla, the head of the Serum Institute, had said in an interview that the production capacity of the firm is, and I quote, very stressed. He also spoke about falling short of being able to supply to every Indian. As Poonawalla informed Business Standard newspaper, the firm has also been served a legal notice by AstraZeneca for delaying the vaccine supply. While the government's aim was to give 500 million doses till July, less than 20% of the target has been achieved. That is close to 90 million shots in 3 months. That brings us to Was the shortage accounted for in the beginning phase of the vaccination? Maybe not. When the drive was announced, the inoculations were limited to frontline workers and health staff. Also, there was a hesitancy to get a jab. People were unsure of the vaccine reactions, and that was shown in the lower turnouts at vaccination centers. But as we advanced our vaccination program, people of different age slabs have been made part of it. First, above 60 years, and now above 45 too. The demand has increased. And now as the second wave hits the country, eligible section is assuming that a vaccine jab might save them, further adding to the demands. And probably the manufacturing firms at the very beginning oversold their capacity. They have also committed up to 200 million doses to the COVAX facility. That brings us to, if we are experiencing a shortage, why are we exporting? This question has been asked over and over again by opposition, political parties, as well as non-political allies. But one thing which we can tell you is that vaccine diplomacy is much layered. The commitment to COVAX facility has only been partially met. Out of the promised 200 million doses, some have been supplied, but commitments are still pending. The one for commercial purposes are also on contractual basis. After supplying about 64 million doses to 85 countries, currently the country has temporarily held on to exports to suffice the domestic demands. We would bring in our last question. What could be the next steps? Experts are looking at the new vaccine manufacturers like Sputnik V, Johnson & Johnson, Zydus as a ray of hope. And they say that targets could be reached based on these production capacities kicking in. Additionally, increasing the capacity of already existing vaccine manufacturers would be a plus. Another way could be prioritizing the first dose over providing the second dose based on research, of course. Recently, the gap between the two doses was increased from 28 days to 8 weeks because efficacy was found to be higher with the increasing gap. In fact, Serum Institute's Poonawalla had said that Covishield could be 90% effective if the gap is between 2 to 3 months. But even the vaccine will take close to 3 months to show a definite reduced mortality rate. As of now, masks, stricter constraints, and social distancing could be the way out of the second wave of coronavirus. We will keep trying to make complex things simpler for you. Keep watching, make it simple.